Hey, good evening, everybody, and happy Sunday night to all of you, and welcome to Unlock the Middle's Navigating Leadership number 22 here for us on a Sunday night. I'm super excited. We got a great group of administrators sitting around the table today. We're going to dig into some topics that we think are pretty cool, such as Principals Day as well as Teacher Appreciation Week. My name is Dean Packard. I'm the principal of Charlton Middle School in Charlton, Massachusetts. Alongside of me, I have my co-host and good friend, Principal Chris Starcheski of Dudley Middle School in Dudley, Massachusetts, and a co-host of great principals with us today, Fredrick. We've got Joe, we've got AJ, we've got Josh. Welcome aboard, guys. Before I do that, Chris, over to you. I bet it's another baseball weekend in your family.
Yeah, hello, gentlemen. Hello, everybody out there in Unlock the Middle Land. It was a baseball weekend for sure, but more importantly, it was an opportunity to sit back, rest, and recharge for our very important week ahead, where we get the opportunity to formally acknowledge our great educators in our building during Teacher Appreciation Week. Dean, I'm doing great. Fredrick, thank you for joining us. Jay, AJ, and Josh, you as well. It's going to be an exciting little bit of time we get to spend with one another on a late Sunday afternoon.
Hey, where's our friend Josh right now? I see him. Looks like he's outside down at Epcot or something. Josh, is that where you are?
Came over here for my son's birthday, Florida, left Texas, enjoying all the sights and enjoying 80-degree weather. I got sunburned. I feel like I'm back in El Paso. But it's having fun. Thank you.
You want to talk about commitment for a second? Look at that. Even on vacation, Josh steps to the table to give back to the round table. Hey, listen, also, Jay Billy, great to have you back. We had you on in a previous segment on Unlock the Middle. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for inviting me in. This sounds like fun. I'm looking forward to, like I said, recognizing the teachers this week. I mean, I try to give them props every day, as best I can, but this is a special week. It's been a crazy year. So, yeah, I'm excited for this. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you here. Dr. White, welcome back. Cameo performance from last week. The ratings were off the chart. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you, good brothers. It's definitely a pleasure to be here. Always fun to get in here and mix it up and just hear great things that are going on across the country. I'm with you, Jay. We appreciate our teachers all the time, but, during this week, we definitely want to put forth a little bit more effort in that. So. Glad
Rounding
to be here,
out that fastball, AJ, welcome back, my friend. The other side of New Jersey, you got a corner tonight. How are you, brother?
Hey, guys. Thank you so much for having me back. I appreciate it. Highlight of my week right here. I love being with you guys. Can't wait to talk about how we're appreciating our teachers and our principals as well.
Hey, let's start off with that first Principals Day on Saturday. It's funny. I was scrolling through Twitter, and Jay had put out a tweet and just recognizing principals. And I said, I almost forgot that day was about principals. So again, and I love the quote by saying, who really wants to do this job? Let's stop and think about this for a second, because the principal's job has changed so much, and we're a little of everything to everyone all the time. So let me kick it off, and just we could go down to Jay, talk a little bit about how you spearheaded that quick tweet on Saturday morning, and what it means to you first and foremost, Jay.
Well, actually, just like you, somebody tweeted something out the night before, like an early Happy Principals Day. Otherwise, I would have never known. Again, Saturday Principals Day is again, I feel blessed to be able to do what I do every day. It's been a crazy year with so many changes and plans and replans and ins and outs and starts and stops. I think we had about, I think just a couple weeks ago, we had our 8th reopening, for the school year. So, it's been a crazy year for principals. So I just wanted to reach out and just say, hey, for all those people that do this job or lead in any way, I think it's really important that people get recognized for that, especially during this time. It's been a really, really interesting and tough year, but I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed to be doing this job and serving those people and those students and families who just need so much. So I'm really happy to do that.
Love it, Chris. Kick it over to you.
Jay, I love how you said that you're blessed to just be able to do the job. You know, Principal's Day, it snuck up on me. A child in the hallway on Friday said, "Hey, Mr. Starr, enjoy your Saturday. Happy Principal's Day." And it didn't really register until Saturday morning. You know, I thanked the kiddo, have a great weekend. What are you doing? We shot it around a little. And then I started to see the tweets and I started to see the Facebook posts. And, you know, I sit back. I do my job because I love doing what I do. It's certainly not for recognition, but for me, the happy principal day is to my colleagues, you know, who are out there doing the job and grinding, being able to experience conversations like this. You know, Dean, myself, and Bill Chaplin, the high school principal at Shepherd Hill, we're thick as thieves. You know, we're continuously talking, we're continuously bouncing ideas off of one another, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be able to talk through issues, talk through ideas, brainstorm with them, because we're never going to have all the answers. For me, that recognition is for all those who go above and beyond by sharing with me and with my other colleagues in my circle to help make us better, help make us tighter, and get that spiral keeping moving up and up. And that's exceptional for me.
I still remember the first time we met Principal Tovar, and he jumped right on board, and he hasn't stopped since. He's been with us, and he's been connected to the hip to all of us. So, Josh, talk a little bit about you and how you feel the Principal's Days, what it's all about.
You know, when I was leading the high school in El Paso, it was my point to always focus on supporting the middle school feeder pattern and the elementary, because that pre-K kid was going to come to me. Whatever mascot they were, they ended up a bulldog. So I made sure that the team that we had in the feeder pattern, I was always there to support them. As you guys, the majority of you see what I do, like every Friday or stuff like that. I send out special, like, hey, I know how hard your chair is. So I always circle this date. But since I'm no longer a big school person, the not custodians, but the cafeteria workers walked in on Thursday, clapping and cheering, and they were telling me, they're all in Spanish. They were saying, "Para usted, for you, for you," and I'm like, "What's going on?" And I'm doing it for my holidays and promoting stuff. And they came in with a little cake. They came in with a gift card and said, "You are the best." And I go, "Oh, it's Principal's Day." And so, you know, to me, well, it's again twofold. Number one, I've always looked to encourage my peers because I know how hard the chair is, how difficult it is. Most importantly, how soul draining it is, because it really drains us. From the moment we wake up, we're thinking about any possible concerns. Till the day we got home is closing off and making sure we take care of our families. And twofold is making sure that, you know what, I really like the whole idea that we're all in this together. That it's a collegiality from Florida to Massachusetts to I might know somebody in Oregon, I don't know, but you know what, we know what it feels like, and we always need to recognize each other and with success, because it is such a draining job and a taxing toll on our families.
Yeah.
So you want to have that chair, just listen to us and look at the heads nodding. It takes a toll on our families also, because of all the other things that we need to take care of. So for all the fellow principals out there, big high five. Muchas gracias.
De nada. Let's not forget about the great state of Tennessee. All right, Dr. White, you're up, brother.
I definitely agree with Josh. When we talk about Principals Day, I think the biggest piece that we can do is just send a shout out to each other. You know, to the guys who still keep the pad by the bed, because those ideas pop in your head in the middle of the night and you have to, you know, jot it down or record it or something so you don't forget it. You know, to the guys who are in the buildings on Saturdays, and we just had an incident where the pipe burst into my building, and we were checking on the building at 1 o'clock in the morning and things of that nature. Just sending a shout out to each other and making sure that we continue to support each other. I love my teachers, and they're always going to be, hey, this is for you. But I did a tweet this morning, not a tweet, but I sent a message to all of my teachers this Saturday morning that I wanted to flip the script and not talk about being appreciated, but letting them understand how much I appreciate them for allowing me to do this work. for following me, for supporting me in all of the work that we have to do in the building and not giving up on the kids. So I think, that just flows into the teacher appreciation piece, but I could not do this work, without my teachers, and I think so. Besides just supporting each other, and I know this circle here is a great bunch of guys, but my other friends that are principals across the country, just making sure all of them know that they are valued and that people appreciate the hard work that they do and what they are taking away from their families by doing this work. So, to you guys on here, I know it's a little late, but happy Principals Day.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's go down to our freshman, AJ. I love that. The freshman. He's right in. You won't be a freshman forever, AJ. That's for sure, man, because you are a rock star.
No, I appreciate it. As an assistant principal, I didn't want any accolades. I didn't want anything. I wanted to make sure the focus is on the principal, that I work with every day. So I sent him a text message yesterday, just thanking him for the opportunity to allow me to lead with him and be part of this school because, I feel great here. I love it here. And one day I'll take that other seat somewhere else or in the school, whatever the case may be. But, right now I'm just kind of enjoying the journey. But a day like this, I'm going to acknowledge those principals who been my mentors. I text you guys yesterday and I text a lot of people who throughout New Jersey I've been connected with who got me to this place now that, I've leaned on. So, I wanted to make sure that I was recognizing those people because I know how hard it is and I see it a little bit differently now. And the fact that it was on a Saturday, I thought it was a little bit messed up, but hopefully everybody got the accolades that they deserve and that even on Monday you celebrate with your staff and, kick off Teacher Appreciation Week with your principal leading the school. I think that's a great way to do it.
I don't think any of us here really look for accolades. We wouldn't be doing what we do if we were looking for them. More importantly, in the back of our minds, we are always thinking about others and to try to make sure they feel appreciated with what they do and how they do it. And it kind of leads me into teacher appreciation. And, one of the things I did in my weekly address that I sent to my staff tonight, and, I know the week is an important week. With COVID-19 upon us and we're still working through it and navigating, I wanted them to know that I appreciate them every single day. It's not about a week. It's about all the little things that they need that pop up that they really rely on leadership to help them through. And I'm quite proud. And I made sure I said, just know how much, every day means to me as the person that works side by side with you, not the person that works above you or any of that stuff. That's not true because we're in this together across the board. So let's talk about teacher appreciation and what that looks like. Jay, what does that look like in your building?
Well, it's many facets. I'm very lucky to work in a community where, the community recognizes this. I just before I got on here, one of my PTO moms sent me a picture of the front of the school that she just decorated the whole front of the school up with all kinds of balloons and flowers and signs, and the whole front of the school's decorated. Just thanking the teachers. There'll be luncheons, there'll be breakfasts. Little things that I do, but like you said, I try to make sure that I show my appreciation for what they do all the time. Every staff meeting we have, we start with talking about celebrations, things that we're celebrating from other teachers. I try to shout them out, like I said, on social media all the time. But like I said, we'll have that. There's a little restaurant that has a quick takeout that I just kind of give my credit card to the guy and say, okay, guys, lunch is on me, and send them down the street. So stuff like that. One morning I'm going to have the coffee cart with all the snacks and drinks and juice and just run around and do that. So we do little things like that. And like I said, my PTO is amazing. They do gifts for each of the staff members, not just teachers, but the assistants, the lunch aides, the custodians, all those people. There's small gifts for everybody there, plus like a big raffle where you get so many tickets and you put them in, and there's all these great prizes and things like that. So that they'll do throughout the week. So it really is a celebration week. But as you said, I mean, especially this year, with all the stops and starts and new things that they've had to learn and endure, and teaching kids online at the same time where they're teaching kids in their classroom, at the same time they're trying to plan for the rest of the week and do all those other things. yeah, they deserve to celebrate. You know, I wish I could give them a day off. Really, that would be the biggest gift I could give them. You know, and again, some of those things, it's more work than it is to have somebody cover your class. But whenever they need me, I try to do that too. So, you know,
love to hear that. Josh, kick it over to you.
You know, one of the best teachers I had was my mom, Virginia, and I talked to her about her before on this podcast. And I used to, while she was that ankle biter, the one who would challenge every administrator, and she would sit at the in staff meetings, and she would question everything. So one of those. So one of the things that I would write down the things that she would say, and she said, "You think you're gonna win me over because you gave me one meal in 1 week? Ah, it's gonna take more than that." I understood why she said it. I didn't like the way she said it, but it stayed right here. Does that make sense? And so I guess you've noticed that when I start something, Teacher Appreciation Week for me is not a week. It's my pattern of behavior. It's always recognizing and establishing a norm. And I don't start something without it continuing. Even if I'm not there, I leave it. Like we already started Teacher Appreciation on Friday because it's I gave him a lifesaver gummies for being flexible. And then we're gonna have something every day. We're gonna have a meal. But it's just one of those things that Virginia taught me. It can't be, especially right now. Right now that it's so difficult for everybody, is to continue accentuating the positive with patterns of behavior from our chair, making sure that they know that we're not faking the funk with one enchilada and one flauta. That's not good enough. They don't feel so. Yeah, it's nice. Even Principal Cafele says that. Yeah, it's nice for one meal, but it's what are you there with that they really feel spiritually connected to your vision. So it's just patterns of behavior for me that it's not a week. Thanks to Virginia teaching me that. But you all see that on social media. It's about designating days to give that high five because you know what? Adults don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Dr. White.
I don't think that we can do enough for teachers. I definitely don't think that everything that we owe teachers can be encompassed within a week's time. We used to, give the teachers half the day off. I would watch kids. I would bring large groups into our auditorium, and we would do things. And I would give them shifts off because our restaurants are a little bit unfriendly to large groups, and I can't send them to lunch anymore, and I can't bring kids together like we used to. That's going to change a little bit. Of course, we always do gift cards. We feed them in the mornings, all of that. The rough part for us right now is that our testing starts this week. So our teachers in the midst of being appreciated also have to be the proctors for this test. I think we are just continuing to show different ways. My financial secretary, my assistant principal, my facilitator, when I say these are superstars that always come up with the creative ideas, they really just look at me for the wallet and just say, hey, we'll take that and, do whatever we need to do to show how much you love the teachers. But I don't just put that in the monetary form. I tell my teachers every time we leave a meeting or enter a meeting how much I love my teachers. And that's true. I think we all could find other work to do. But I don't think any work we could find would be as satisfying as coming to a building with these professionals that love doing their job and that do their job well. I don't think that we could find another thing to do where we could see the passion that we do in these teachers. So for every moment of love that they show our kids, I try to do the same thing. I'm probably going to do more little snacks for them. I have a baker who does cakes for them. We just did some treats for them a few weeks ago. Just once again, I can't put everything into Teacher Appreciation Week, because I appreciate them all the time. And I think you guys do the same. And I just heard that from Josh. Says just, we can't just stop it at a week. So I'm going to keep doing the things that we're doing. And I hope some of my teachers are watching now. If they are, I love you guys. I'll see you on Monday morning. We'll test and then we'll celebrate. So we'll find a way to get it going.
Love it. Chris.
Yeah, throughout the year, this year in particular, it's been exceptionally challenging to pave the road like we typically would try to do. Reminding teachers that we are there to solve the problems and remove the roadblocks. This year has been exceptionally difficult to do that, and I hope that I've been successful, as all of you have been, with being able to clear the path, and allowing folks to focus on what's most important, that relationship and that connectivity with kids. Yeah, we do the little things, a note in the mailbox after a good conversation, or, a parent drops a positive email in, we print it out, we write the notes on it. That stuff's all ongoing. This week, Teacher Appreciation Week, for me, it's about a reminder for our learning community, all the adults in the building, whether you're titled classroom teacher, instructional assistant, custodian, cafeteria worker, office support staff, it doesn't matter, guidance counselor, school nurse, you're a member of that, and you are teaching our kids, whether it's academic content or social emotional content, some cases serious mental health content, letting kids know how life is and what it's about, what responsibility is, what civility is, what respect is. Everybody is being recognized, as an anchor point, that we can connect back to throughout the year. So, as we head in, yes, we've got some small things planned for folks, and our PTO, like Jay mentioned, fantastic, rock stars, getting together a nice luncheon for some day later on this week. So I don't want to give that up just yet in case our DMS folks are watching. But, we've got community support. We've got student support. Some students wanted to get out there this morning. So I went in this morning, we set up some tables, left them some rulers and pencils and markers, and I have no idea what the students wanted to do, but they said they had a plan, and I said, go for it. So, ongoing, certainly my job is to remove roadblocks and barriers. And when a teacher asks a question, my response usually needs to be, why not? Support them, put the wind in their sails, and give them the green light to keep moving forward. And if that is not what appreciation is, guess I'm doing it wrong.
AJ, there's not much left to say, man, but I'm going to put you on the spot.
No, you guys nailed it all. I mean, we got some little things going on. PTA is doing a couple of things. Me and the principal are putting some money up front so we can do something for them at the end of the week. But I just hope that this year the teachers understand how important they are, because we're nothing this year. The administration is nothing. We're there to support them. If it wasn't for the teachers this year, it would not have been as smooth as it is. And I hope we have done a good job of letting them know and acknowledging how much they've been important to the school and making school work. We're just there just to make sure that things are safe. They're the ones there making sure the instruction is perfect. So, we haven't been doing a lot of the gatherings or the sharing or giving things to the teachers, but I hope they know that throughout this year, they've been extremely important to us and to the students and to the families. And even though they get a little pushback from kids and parents every now and then, if it wasn't for them, they wouldn't be getting that pushback anyway. So, our kids are there and happy because of what they do every day.
I get caught up in the term of learning community, Chris, and you talked about that briefly. And again, everybody has a stake in making it through COVID-19, whether it's parents, teachers, custodians, cafeteria workers, nurses, everybody. Everybody should step back and say, listen, they've done a great job, and just kind of take a bow when you think about it, because it takes a little bit from everyone to be successful. And I even think our teaching staff would recognize that as well, as parents turned into ex facto teachers at home to ensure the content could be delivered. So again, kudos to all of them, everybody out there in the learning community, because it makes a difference. Let's not stop, and let's not take the time to recognize Nurses Day also, which is going to be on Thursday of this week. Think about the individuals responsible for contact tracing, 100 phone calls every time there's something going on, reporting back to the principal, superintendent, COVID coordinators. That's an absolutely amazing thing that they had to work through. And more importantly, still dealing with the day-to-day operations of all the kids in the school. So again, for nurses, I know that we're going to plan on doing something nice for our nurses to recognize them. It's just one more piece of the puzzle to make sure that everybody feels as though they're part of the learning community. Let's kick it up to Fredrick. From the nurse's perspective, you guys recognize your nurse too?
We do. We actually just lost our campus nurse because she went to our district level to help with contact tracing, which has been a monster. But we definitely always want to, we deal with well child that helps and comes out. So any nurse that we have on our facility, we definitely want to show them love. The same time we show our teachers. So when we celebrate, it's very rare that we just recognize our teachers when we do things like this. If you're in the building and you're not part of the admin or you're not one of the secretaries, you're going to get that same love that the teachers get. So, we don't just stop, say, hey, we're going to feed them, but not you. So, we try to take care of them at that same time, and we definitely appreciate them. And as you say, every time we have one of those incidents, it's 100 individuals that have to be contacted, and it goes back to teacher appreciation, because I appreciate my teachers, even though we say, hey, we had a kid in your room that was positive or whatever, and they still come back, and it doesn't stop anything that they're doing. So once again, our nurses, our teachers, superstars, every one of them.
Awesome. Let's kick it down to Jay.
Yeah, nurses appreciate. Yeah, again, just I hope that they realize. I have a nurse. Actually, my nurse has been out. She broke her leg. She's been doing contact tracing from home while there's a substitute in my building. So yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. I just can't imagine dealing with 3 breaks in the leg, pins, and all these other things, and calling parents and doing all that. So yeah, this is a busy week. Teacher Appreciation Week. We got Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with
Cinco
you.
Cinco de Mayo. And then Nurses Day on Thursday. We got it all going on this week. But like I said, I want to make sure that that every day they know how much I love them and appreciate them. And I like I said, I hope if they don't, if I don't share that with them, that I hope that most days they feel that, at least for me.
Love to hear that. Josh.
I just think that with all the things that they're doing this year, I always knew that nurses were very tough, but they've been dealing with employees. What do you mean, can I go in? Why can't I go in? With angry parents, sending people home. You know what? They took on a role of area superintendent because they were making crucial decisions. And you know what? I know that they took bullets for us. I know they had to make the ultimate decision. We're going to be there to support them. So for everything, overall, what they do, deal with our parents, sometimes I can't get off of work. I can't go pick them up. They have to take care of those conversations. But you know what? For that, to all the nurses out there, to everybody, teachers, and let's not forget cafeteria staff on Friday. Don't forget cafeteria staff on Friday. Thank you very much for making such an unpalatable year palatable.
Love it.
Excellent.
Yeah, our nurse has been recognized, so much, and hopefully she understands how important she is. That even the district goes to her. She's their go-to person as their, contact tracing and questions about COVID. We actually, our school nominated our nurse for Ed Specialist of the Year. So hopefully she feels that she's being, appreciated, because you talk about somebody who's devoting time after school when they're with their family. Like those nurses right now, the calls they're getting, the calls they have to make, the hours they're putting into this, weekends. I hope this year that they understand just as much as teachers how much they are appreciated.
Love it. Chris.
Yeah. Man, last year, a long-standing school nurse put in her retirement paperwork, free COVID. And man, I hired a absolute rock star nurse who had never been a school nurse before. And she came into this. And Jill Robichaud, if you're listening, unbelievable job. I've got your back because you've got ours. It is unbelievable the amount of work that she has taken on and the professionalism that she's moved forward with. She questions every now and then, of course, is this for me? And I'm just sitting there saying, my goodness, if you can do this right now, a regular school year, when we get back to it, oh, she's going to be amazing. But school nurses, tremendous resources for all faculty, staff, moms, dads, other caregivers, students. Question comes in, they handle them, they address them, they point them in the right direction. And you know what? A lot of times our schools become community health service agencies. Even though we might not have a community health center, they give the right advice, they give the right direction, and they answer the questions that allow caregivers to find the right answer in some way, shape, or form, as well as our educators. Frontline workers, without a doubt, one of the linchpins to the success of the organization, particularly in this year.
So this whole segment's been about appreciation. What I'd like to do is kind of wrap it up and go roundtable with everybody right now. You know, we've talked about teachers, we talked about nurses, we talked about principals, community members, custodians, cafeteria workers. You know what? That just makes me very excited as an educational leader, because at the bottom line, what we do is we serve. We serve every layer that we just brought up here. So this week is something special. I'm going to go out of my way to make sure that everybody that works with me, not for me, but with me, feels special about what they do in our school. And I think it's important that we all look at it through that lens, because that's how you keep a positive culture alive. I love what Josh, the guy below me right here, does every day on social media. He blows people up, man. There's just no time for negative thinking in his building. That is absolutely amazing. And that's what we all try to provide within our own learning communities that we have. So kicking around the table, Fredrick, starting with you this week, talk to me just about closing it out and how important it is to appreciate everybody around you.
Yeah, I think the appreciation piece is it's hyped up this week, and I want to pair that appreciation with constant motivation. I think we forget that our teachers need that pep talk. They need to know how much we appreciate and support everything that they're doing or they're trying to do in the classrooms. We've all been hit by COVID. We've dealt with death. We've dealt with the learning lag, all of that, and the teachers are still in there pushing it each and every day. I think we said it earlier, we could not do our jobs unless they were in there doing their jobs. So not only do I want to this week make sure that we appreciate them and show them that appreciation, but we find ways to consistently motivate them, not just this week, but for the rest of the year. I know it's hard work, but it's hard work for them. They are putting their entire spirit into this. And I'll steal your P from your pirate, Jay, from your pirate piece, and just say that passion needs to be in there. That passion needs to be in there for our teachers and the work that they do, and making sure that they can see that passion from us. So,
Principal Billy, take over. Take that passion and run.
Well, and thank you. And like, I want to kind of take off on something Chris was saying before about servant leadership. You know, this week, you know, every week, that's my job. You know, that's what I do. My job is to support those people to make their jobs possible, to make their jobs easier, to make their jobs doable. In this past year, it's been some days hard to do that. So really, just check in on the people, make sure everybody's doing good. I mean, pump them up, show them the passion, inspire them. But more than that, and this, I put this in my newsletter almost every week. Check on your people down the hall. Check on the people. If you see somebody struggling, stop in and help them. Those kind of things. All the people in the building deserve that help and support. But especially this week, like, this is a week to celebrate that, what we've done for the last year, and celebrate the amazing educational services providers that we have in our buildings, and professionals who do their job every day, no matter what, despite the contact tracing, despite the dangers really of coming to work. It's been pretty amazing to see what's going on. Again, I could go on and on about, don't talk to me about, learning loss or anything like that. Talk to me about the resilience and the heroism of the students, staff, and families that have made it through this last year. And that, and I'll you're going to have something to lose it. So let's not talk about that. Let's talk about moving forward and celebrating these people for the rest of the year. Like, we got 6 weeks left. Let's celebrate for the rest of the year. So.
Jay, I love it. Absolutely great stuff. And I love not focusing on that learning loss. You're right. Resilience and grit. Josh.
For all my colleagues that sit in that chair, hey, man, keep pushing. We understand. Take those 6 breaths. We tell that to everybody. Coaches, you tell that to your players. We got to take those breaths, but you know what? We're doing the Lord's work. I truly believe that. And so for everybody else on this week, nurses, cafeteria, teachers, everybody, it's a simple thing. And again, here it comes. Ready? We're not in the science business. We're not in the algebra business. We're not in the history business. We're in the people business. And so to everybody out there, muchas gracias. Adelante y con ganas.
AJ.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want it to be phony this week. I want to be completely sincere with the teachers. I want to make sure they understand that they are appreciated. I want to make sure that I'm there supporting them, serving them, and leading from the heart. If it's this week, if it's always, whatever the case may be, I want them to know that this week they are truly, truly appreciated. And hopefully it's not just, oh, he's being nice right now, because that's not what it is for me. It's always been that I'm there and I'm building the relationships with them. So hopefully this week they understand a little bit different, that I'm looking out for them, and no silly emails, no nonsense, just a straight push forward to celebrate what they've done all year to get these kids to where they are, and really focus on a strong finish in the fourth quarter, as Josh likes to say.
Every day strong. Love it. Bring us home, Principal Starcheski.
All right, thanks, Dean. Well, hey, everybody, there's not a heck of a lot more that I can say and add to this brain trust here, because, man, we covered it all. Those of you out there in Unlock the Middle Land, if you're an educator, and I've got one in my house, Dean, you've got one in yours, my Katie and your Kate, amazing educators grinding every single day to make sure that the lives of their kids and their colleagues are top notch and they've got great experiences. We see how much they work. We know how much our teachers work. We know how much our support staff works, all to the end mission of improving the experience in the name of kids and their future. Anybody who's out there, please be sure to share that appreciation, because this week in particular, it's important to acknowledge that you care, that you recognize the effort, the attitude, and the all around amazing, outstanding team contributor effort that our educators are putting in. And certainly we'd like to do that more frequently than just this week. But hey, everybody out there in Unlock the Middle Land, Mr. Packard and I got to wrap up. We got a show at 7 tonight coming at you with Unlock the Middle's flagship video cast with Darren Papard, as we go ahead and unlock the road to awesome and have a blast with that. We hope you're able to join us in a little bit. Fredrick, Jay, AJ, and Josh. Josh, I'm very jealous if you are anywhere near Disney World, because I'm a huge Disney fan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Dean and I are here for you as much as we are for ourselves. Reach out anytime. Anybody out there in Unlock the Middle Land, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks to those who chimed in also on our comment board. Hey, be well, everybody. Work hard, fight to be strong, and tackle this week making it great. Be well.